Yash, I had a good conversation with the guy on the phone, and he gave me this idea to make a video on why would semen, when you see, this isn't talked about. A lot of the stuff I talk about is not talked about. That's why I talk about it. So how is it possible that when you start semen retention, you could actually get worse? You can feel worse. Now, I made a video a little bit ago about the post-acute withdrawal syndrome, and I touched on those cases where they had a really sensitive nervous system. But even if you don't have a sensitive nervous system, you can still experience, look, things can get worse before they get better. Now, why? Because you're stopping a major dopamine addiction. Major. It's major. I mean, look, just think about it. When you have that orgasm, it just shakes up the whole body. It spasms the whole nervous system because this strong release of dopamine. I mean, this euphoria that we experience is super strong, otherwise we wouldn't do it. I mean, why are you going to keep doing it over and over and over again if it's not such a strong hit? It's a strong hit, man. And it's a great escape for, a few seconds, maybe a little longer. So what does that mean? That translates into, this is a strong addiction to dopamine. Dopamine's a drug. Dopamine's chemistry. The brain releases it. We got all the drugs. This brain and the glands and everything, the endocrine glands has all the drugs, has more powerful drugs than what the street has or any pharmaceutical lab can make. We got drugs that are in this body, in this brain, in the glands. Got drugs that just blow us away, obviously. And we have, otherwise these external drugs wouldn't work if we didn't have certain receptors, meaning they receive the drugs, they receive the body has these receptors that receive the chemistry and then give the experience. So I'm just saying, the body has, we don't need to go out in the street to get drugs. The body has all the drugs. Now, when we start to go down this spiritual path, body has some nice drugs. It's okay to get addicted to these drugs, like this deep, you can say, peace or serenity or ecstasy. Those are nice. But this dopamine, depends which dopamine though also. If we're in nature, and we're at the beach, and we got the sunshine, and the fresh air and the salt, and just it's nice, that's a nice, grounded, balanced dopamine release. It's like there's different grades of dopamine. But when we get these quick sugar high hits from like masturbating and ejaculating or watching porn or just all these, that category, a lower level category, it has you don't want to get addicted to that, because then it makes the body weaker, and then we get more dependent on something that's making us weaker. Getting addicted to healthy chemistry, that's okay. It's balanced. And it's not a real addiction. It's not like, oh, I need this peace. I felt a lot of peace yesterday and I loved it so much. And it's not like you're craving it. It just feels very natural. And so something wants to experience that more. But it's not, you're not going to go, rob somebody, go take a guru hostage and be like, give me that peace, man. You see, it's different. So when we start this semen retention journey, we're breaking this dopamine release addiction. And the body's like, "What's up? I need this dopamine. I want to escape from all these feelings now that are coming up." Why are the feelings coming up? Because we've suppressed them for who knows how long via, well, probably we probably have a bunch of habits. But this is a big one. Anytime we just pay attention. When do you want to look at porn or edge or masturbate? Usually, it can also be when you're feeling good, but a lot of times it's when we're not feeling good. We're in some stressful situation. Something, our mind has become like a rat race, and it's making us, when you have a restless mind, you don't feel good and you're not chill. You feel anxiety and restlessness, and then this natural instinct to get rid of that activates, and then we want to get rid of it. So we escape through, we're talking about ejaculating or masturbating. So you stop doing that. All these feelings and emotions and things that you've been running from in the past, that you've been covering up via this PMO habit, that stuff starts to come to the surface. Same thing happens when we quit any drug or alcohol or pharmaceutical drugs, because that stuff suppresses everything. It's law, natural law, that when we stop doing something, this stuff comes up and it doesn't feel good. And then guess what? We want to relapse. Mind's like, I know what'll make you feel better. So this is this struggle that goes on for a little while. Because when we start the semen retention journey, it's like we push the button, the accelerative evolution button. It's like, okay, I'm ready. And then the universe is like, all right, hang on. And all this stuff starts coming up to be washed out. It doesn't come up to, it's not going to be there forever. It's coming up to be washed out. It's like if you have I gave this analogy when I was talking to the guy on the phone, and I could tell something clicked. So maybe this will help click for you too. It's like if you got a dirty ink bottle and you start pouring clean water in it, the water is going to be black for a while. It's going to be dark. But then in time, it starts to get more light. Keep pouring water in. More light. And then finally, it's just clear water. This is what's happening. Okay? Now, some people, they're gonna experience that less. It's going to be less intense than others. So I'm not saying like anybody that starts this journey, you're going to feel this. But I'm giving you the heads up, so in case you do, and it's intense, just know it's normal. There's nothing wrong with semen retention's not hurting you. It's purifying you. But not everybody's ready for that or wants that, and that's cool too. You can dabble with it and be like, okay, yeah, no, I'm not really ready to evolve on that level yet, and go back out and then come back later. There's no rules. There's nobody like, oh, shame on you. I know the process, how it works. I couldn't do this till I was ready to do it. I dabbled with it. I was pretty good at abstaining from PMO, but the edginess, another level. And so it depends how intense you've been how much of an addict you've been and for how long. That's a big factor that will determine how messy of a process, a withdrawal process, you're going to experience when you're start this journey. Okay, so is normal, is cool, is good for you. Get some support. I keep telling you, go to meetings, 12-step meetings. You can search it online. Watch these kind of videos. You know, I don't know, like people that don't talk about this, I got a question, like, are they really doing this? Because, or maybe they just didn't think about making a video like that. I didn't either. That's the cool thing about I read everybody's comment and I try to respond, especially when there's something, you know, I can feel when it warrants a response. And I get good ideas, you know, for videos, because there's so many, it's such a vast topic. I can't think of all this myself, which is why I encourage this interactive relationship that we have, you know. And so, yeah, I appreciate all the ideas, and you know, because I'm making videos for you. I'm not making them for me. I enjoy doing it. It's a nice sense of service, but I'm making them for you. And then I got to balance that whole thing with with the algorithm, because if I make a video that's not, you know, so-called, if the algorithm deems it as not popular, then it won't really reach anybody, you know. So I got to balance that. that's an ever-evolving learning experience too. So, but I work it out, you know. If you have some questions where I feel like it's not, that really wouldn't be an auspicious thing, a video to make for the whole, then I'll answer your question, you know. And if you need some real individual attention, then you can make a consult. You can email me and we'll do that. All right, have a good day.